Namaste, yogis, and welcome. My name is Alejandro from Flow into Nature, and today we're doing an easy 20-minute stretching class for our lower body. Let's go ahead and get started. If you have any props, you might want to use them, but if not, no worries. Child's pose is where we'll begin. Bring the big toes to touch at the back of the mat. The knees will open out wide. Walk your fingertips forward and relax the forehead down onto the mat. Let the elbows come down. I want you to just relax as much as you can. Relaxing any muscles or any tension in the face. Try to relax the shoulders a little bit more. All the way down to the fingertips. Letting the belly find its natural breath. And releasing any tension that may be in the hips and the legs. And just allow gravity to bring you a little bit closer to the earth without you having to do anything. This series is all about freedom. And today, we're just going to start with that freedom and the freedom of the body, allowing our joints to move as freely as they can for you. And kind of think of this as just going in for a tune-up. Like a car, we always have to take it into the mechanic. Same thing here. We're just going to move things around, kind of help everything lube up. Just be nice and easy, fluid motions. Don't push yourself more than you need to. And really breathe into any tension you may have in the body. And try to find more freedom, create more space in the joints, lengthening out the muscles so that you too can find more freedom in your life. All together, let's take a deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, feel like you connect a little bit deeper with the ground. 2 more breaths. Inhale, fill up into the low belly, into the chest. Open the mouth, exhale, find a little more freedom. Last one, deep breath in. And open the mouth, let it go. Slowly come on up. Tabletop position. We're going to bring our hands directly underneath the shoulders. Bring your knees in so they're underneath the hips. Beautiful. And from here, just cat-cows. We're going to drop the belly. Shift the weight a little further forward onto the wrist. Lift the chin up nice and high. Really trying to create that back bend, that arch in the spine. And then as you exhale, press the belly up. Bring your chin into your chest, really pressing away from the ground, rounding through the spine. Let's move just like that. You can move to the breath or you can take it a little bit slower. Inhale, cow pose, opening your heart. And as you exhale, cat pose, round and curl. You got it. One more time. Inhale, cow pose. And as you exhale, cat, round and curl. Come into a neutral spine and keep your hands and knees where they are, but find freedom of the spine. Move in any way you want. The idea here is to get funky with it. There is no right, there is no wrong, there just is. And you can move your spine in many different directions, so just allow yourself to move, explore the body. Notice the hips can go forward, can go back, can go side to side. The shoulders can go forward at the same time. Maybe one shoulder goes forward, one shoulder goes back. What happens if you bend the elbows? Noticing that there's a bunch of little movements you can do and just find freedom. Sometimes we feel so stiff. We're always trying to follow along with what everybody's doing. Move. What feels good in your body? Here for 4. If you did something one way, you want to reverse it, go for it for 3. Beautiful. Last 2. And 1. Find yourself back at center. We're going to extend the right leg long. If you need to, right toes can stay on the ground. If you want to a little bit go deeper, go and lift the back heel. Beautiful. Feel as you're pulling the low belly in so the core stays engaged. We're going to bend the knee and start to make circles with the right knee. Doesn't matter in which direction. Go for 4, 3, as big and as wide as you can. Really move through the hip. Last 2. And 1. Other direction. Start to open it up. Again, doesn't matter which way you're going. Just try to make the circle with your knee as big and as wide as you can. 1 more circle. Beautiful. Extend the leg out long behind you. And again, if you need to, you can always bring the foot down just to help support the low spine. Beautiful. And then from here, wherever you may be, we're going to bring our right knee as far forward. Maybe it comes up towards the nose. We'll kick it back for 8. Bring it forward. Kick it back. 7. Lift the heel up nice and high. You got it. Knee forward and back. 6. Forward. Knee back. Extend. 5. Forward. Back for 4. Forward. Back for 3. Forward. Extend it out. 2. Knee forward. Maybe it touches the nose. Back. 1. Bring the knee forward. And back. Beautiful. Bring the heel all the way forward this time. And we're going to plant the right heel in between the hands. From here, just start to shift forward and back, forward and back. If you have blocks, the blocks might come in handy. You can bring them underneath the hands to elevate the ground a little bit higher. So as you move, you can find a little bit of a different range of motion. Maybe you have very tight hamstrings. Maybe you have really tight hip flexors. But if it feels good, maybe the hands stay down. But again, if you need the blocks, this is where you can use them. Nice, and just moving. Again, if it feels good to do something a little different, maybe wiggle the hips a little side to side. Notice how that feels. Maybe it feels a little funky. For 3, for 2, and 1. Beautiful. Come on up, press against your right knee. And from here, once we have the spine nice and lifted, we're going to extend the right leg long. Notice that my back hip is directly over the back knee. And then from here, I'm going to fold forward. Again, if you have blocks, they might come in handy. And from here, all I really want, flex the right toes back and try to lengthen the right leg. I'm trying to lift up and back from my right hip so that I'm really stretching out the bottom of the calf, stretching out the hamstrings, and continue to pull back as much as it feels good. Beautiful. This is more of an isometric hold. Really flex through the toes, pull the hip back a little bit more. And if it feels good, maybe even lean the chest a little bit further forward. Nice. Wherever you are, can you walk your hands just a little bit further forward? Try to feel a little bit deeper in that stretch here for 4. Relax the head and neck. Last 3. Pull back. You got it. 2. And 1. Slowly come back up. We're going to bend the right knee. Plant your hands. Bring your right foot back. Beautiful. We're going to do the same on the opposite side. So from here, start to extend the left leg behind you. And again, if maybe the toes need to stay on the ground, maybe you want to go a little bit deeper. Just feel if you lift the back foot to really engage the core. Bend your knee and start to make circles. Nice, big, wide, in any direction here for 4. For 3, as big and as wide as you can. You got it. Last 2. And 1. Once you finish that circle, just reverse opposite way for 4. For 3. Keep the core engaged. Last 2. And 1. Extend the leg all the way behind you. Maybe the toes are on the mat, and then from there, start to bring your knee all the way far forward towards your nose for 8. Extend it back. Bring it forward. 7. And back. 6, and back. You got it. Though these are crunches, we are also providing mobility for the hip. Try to extend and lift the back heel up nice and high. 5, for 4. Nice. Moving, breathing. 3, lubricating the hip. Last 2. And 1. Kick the leg all the way back, lift the heel, and then bring the left foot all the way far forward. Bring the left foot between your hands. Once again, from here, you can keep the hands where they are. Maybe you need blocks. Just starting to shift forward and back. Forward and back. If you want to add any other movements, you can. Maybe you try, again, the wiggling of the hips a little side to side. If you need to come up onto your hands, onto your thigh, you can. And all we're doing is just adding a little bit of movement, a little bit of lubrication for the hips. Hopefully this starts to feel really good on this side. Balancing out for 4. Finding just those little freedoms of movement. 2. And 1. If your hands were on the ground, they're going to come up now so we can find balance over our right knee. And then from there, extend your left leg long. So again, focus on pulling back on the left toes. Extend the left leg as much as possible. If you need to stay here, you can. If it feels good, maybe you can bring your hands to the ground. Again, maybe the blocks come in handy. And feel how much freedom you have in your hamstring, the back of the left leg. Keep pulling back on the left toes. Imagine lifting up on the left hip and then pulling it back, almost like towards the back heel. Beautiful. Allow your chest to continue to pull forward. And this time we're stretching the entire posterior, the back chain of muscles that run through our body. Trying to lean the heart a little further forward towards the toes. Full back. You got it. Here for 4. For 3, maybe you even want to walk your hands a little closer towards the top of the mat. Last 2. And 1. Beautiful. From here, just bend the left toes. Bring the left foot all the way back. Finding a breath. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. From here, we're just going to come all the way up to standing. We're going to find a camel pose. So for camel, we're going to bring our hands behind our back. If you know you have a lot of flexibility and want to go for the toes on this, know that you can. But for most of us, all we want to do is really stretch the front part of the hips. So press your hands against your glutes, squeeze your elbows together, really helping protect the shoulder blades and protect the heart. And then from there, press the hips as far forward as you can. As you inhale, look up. And then as you exhale, start to trace an invisible line on the ceiling as you look up and back. Maybe you can find the top back corner of the room. If you can, maybe you want to go for your heels. Continue to squeeze the elbows together. You're taking small sips of air. We're opening up the front of the hips. We're lengthening out the quads a little bit more. And feel as you tuck your tailbone underneath you, engaging your Mula Bandha, your pelvic floor. Continue to press and squeeze the glutes. Try to press the hips a little further forward here for 4. Take it nice and easy. Yes, you can for 3. Can you draw that line a little further back? Last 2. Beautiful. And 1. Slowly start to rise on up. Then just take a seat onto your heels. Bringing your hands over your thighs. Just take a moment, take a second. Find freedom. Breath in. And open the mouth. Let it go. We're going to come to our buttocks. Extend your legs out nice and long in front of you. Legs are going to be out nice and long. If you really want to grab your toes, you can bend your knees. We'll take a breath in and reach up to lengthen the spine. And then as we exhale, Shift the chest forward and then grab on. Maybe you can grab your ankles, your shins, your toes, wherever it feels comfortable to you, and breathe. Trying to look forward, trying to pull and lean the chest forward as well. If you want to, really want to grab your toes and you're not already there, maybe you bend the knees so you can grab the toes. And to work on your flexibility, what you do is slowly start to walk your heels out. And then maybe one day, the backs of your legs will touch the ground. Continue to breathe. We're here for 4 more breaths. Breathing into the low back, into the chest, since our belly is compressed here. So we're almost breathing a little bit more. Our diaphragm will still expand because it's the only way we breathe. But the freedom comes from being able to actually pull and open up through the ribs so that we can bring in more air in. So take another breath in, fill into the chest. And then open the mouth, let it go. 2 more breaths on your own. Keep pulling your chest forward. Breath in. And a breath out. Last one. Can you pull yourself a little bit deeper? Inhale. And exhale. Slowly release. We're going to bring the left foot to the inside of the right inner thigh. Your right hand is going to go right on the inside of your right knee. And then open yourself up. I like to bring my hand behind me so I can open my chest, trying to parallel my right leg and my shoulders so that they're in the same line. And then from there, I'm going to take an inhale. Start to reach my left arm up. And then as I exhale, starting to create a big rainbow over my head as if I were reaching for my right toes. Beautiful. Continue to breathe. If you have the flexibility here and you're grabbing onto your toes, try to grab for the outside, so towards your pinky toe. And then you can also use your right arm as leverage. So if you can, maybe the right elbow will touch the ground, and that's going to allow you to open up. Create a little bit more space in your right ribs to lengthen the right shoulder towards the right toes, and that'll find a little bit more freedom in the left side of the body. And breathe here, 3 breaths. We'll slowly rise on up. Come up nice and slow. Take the time that you need. And we're going to just switch it out. Extend the left leg forward. The right foot will come in. Left hand to the inside of your left knee. Again, bring your right hand behind you and allow yourself to open your chest to the right side of your mat. Take another inhale, lengthen out through the spine. And as you exhale, start to create that rainbow, reaching all the way up, overhead, and towards your left toes. Continue to breathe. Feel as you're trying to grab for the outside of your left foot. If you're not there, you might be like me with that right arm just floating. That's okay. And we're always just trying to find, we're always just trying to find a little bit more space. Maybe the left elbow can touch the ground for this side for me. It's not getting there today. That's all right. 3 more breaths. Take an inhale. Find freedom and stretch through the right side of the body. Let it go. Breath in. And a breath out. 1 more breath in. And a breath out. Slowly rise back up. Once the spine is long, then we'll turn forward, extending both legs out once again. Beautiful. And from here, bring both heels to touch each other. Butterfly pose or Baddha Konasana. Maybe you want to let your knees gently just bounce up and down. If this feels too uncomfortable for you, you can always grab a block and sit on a block or on a bolster. It's one of my actually preferred ways of sitting in this posture because I have tight hips. And so it just allows me to find a little bit more space. Beautiful. So from here, if it feels good to you, you can keep holding on to your feet with one of your hands and then just bring a little bit more pressure with one of the arms down onto the ground. And again, this might feel like it's a whole lot. Don't push yourself. We don't find freedom by hurting ourselves. That actually just brings us back. So being mindful of what is causing you not to find the freedom that you want. If I push myself too hard, I don't get there as fast, or I'm doing things in a way that I believe is going to be better, but it's actually not. And we find these awarenesses through our body, and then we apply them to our real life, to finding that freedom of the life that we want. Allow yourself to sink into it a little bit deeper. Then slowly come back up, lengthen the spine. Maybe you bounce both knees. Let's go for the opposite side. Hold on to your toes. We're going to bring the arm over the thigh and just gently pressing down and noticing in your body. Does it feel good? Does it not? On this side feels a whole lot better than on the other. I had surgery on the other side, so this is how my body finds its balance. But I know that I can find a little more freedom in this leg, so I can push this side a little bit more. It becomes kind of like a metaphor for life, right? On one side, I can push a little bit less, but on the other side, I can push a whole lot more. And so we use those metaphors, the same parts. Where are areas of your life can you push yourself a little bit more? Does that help you find the freedom that you want? In other areas, maybe you struggle a little bit more. But when we struggle, we sometimes have to give it a little bit more care, a little bit more love, pay a little bit more attention to. And that way we nurture it. We find that freedom in the long run. Sometimes we have to remember it's a little bit of patience rather than just going everything in all at once and just expecting that instant gratification. Slowly find yourself up back into a nice tall seat. Maybe you bounce the knees just again, once again. You're welcome to stay here. We're going to move into a bit of meditation. And so if you want, keep your legs right where they are. I'm going to cross my ankles just because it feels a little bit better to me. Crossing my ankles right in front of me, finding a nice tall spine, allowing yourself to just close the eyes. Take a deep breath in, try to lengthen the spine a little bit more. And keeping the spine where it is, open the mouth, free the breath. Two more breaths just like that, deep breath in. Open the mouth, let it go. Breath in. And a breath out. Continue to breathe. Allow yourself to release tension from the body that's unneeded. Allowing you to relieve yourself from stresses, traumas that the body holds on to that we don't need. And just answer and think about these questions. What does freedom mean to you? Where do you feel restricted from freedom in your life? What is one thought that you can have, that you can tell yourself that will allow you to have more mental freedom. Take one more breath in. Open the mouth, let it go. Bring your hands together, your thumbs to your chest. Gently bow the head a little bit deeper. Allow yourself to create more space in your life, to bring more freedom, less restrictions from the breath, from the body, from the mind. Allow yourself to tap into who you really are so you too can be free. Take one more breath and let it go. Hands to the third eye center, center of intuition. With love, with light, we gently bow towards each other. How do you feel right now? How is your practice? Remember, freedom is about choice. Choose the thoughts that you really pay attention to and let go of all the chatter. Choose to make the right decisions for yourself and act on those. Choose to bring in people into your life that provide and support love, comfort, that are really there for you no matter how hard the times get. Bring freedom into your life, into your body, into your mind, and into your breath, and watch how your life transforms. I hope you enjoyed the first class of the Freedom series. This is just how we're getting started. If you feel really good, like the video. If you have any questions on anything we did, give us a comment down below. Subscribe for more, and I hope to see you on the next one. Namaste.